the beta of many. This is a parallel or an opposite, a mirror for the alpha of many. The beta of many is the psychrometric opposite of the alpha of many, and this is a person who has replaced a single human being alpha with an impersonal, non-human thing. But it creates freedom for this person. So, the opposite of the Genghis Khan we talked about, who is able to dominate and reproduce with this infinite amount of potential mates. You have this beta, probably omega beta, who, now I'm sure there's equivalence on both genders, but obviously the welfare parent is more common among human females. And she is wired to look for and to find an alpha to lead her, to provide for her, and she feels the best way to do that is by serving her own reproductive structure. And so she thinks every single time, by the way, that the man who's the father of the child will be the alpha she's been looking for, will be faithful, will be kind, will provide. Now, for the most part, if this alpha, this most alphas are subordinate alphas, managers and supervisors and things like that, that don't want to, rule structures once they want to enforce rules. So it's not respectable for a guardian, and that's who most um, uh, subordinate alphas are, to have a teen pregnancy. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm saying it's not respectable in specific psychometric terms. And so, if he's got a future with a career and education and he's got to keep his own reputation as respectable as possible, he is not likely to stay put and be the alpha that she wanted. He may or may not be an alpha, but he's not going to stay and do that. So that she is now in the unenviable situation of being 15, 16, 17 years old, has a baby, does not have a husband, and tires of getting family members to take care of her, tires of getting the task of presenting herself as a desirable mate to single males who see her as probably attractive, but I mean, you have to be a very altruistic person to marry someone who already has kids. That's fair, right? Most people go, oh, that's too much. Most people feel like, oh no, I couldn't raise somebody else's kids, they're not mine. So, when she eventually figures out that she can have the system care for her and her child, she becomes this thing called a welfare mother, which is the beta of many, the beta of this huge, massive, impersonal thing. Now, she is going to continue simultaneously, even though she's supplanted and removed the role of the alpha and given it to the government or the county, whoever is signing those checks. And they get a bunch of control over like invading her life and inspecting her stuff and controlling what, kind of services she's allowed to have. It basically has become that alpha who's providing that function. But it is not involved with her romantically or physically. And so she's given up the real authoritative role, the provider role to the system. She emotionally is still seeking for that perfect alpha who she thinks is going to take care of her. And the problems with this are myriad, as she is technically free. And, she can get somebody to watch her kids and go present herself as a single, unencumbered woman. And sadly, most of the people there's a minority of people that would fall in love and take care of somebody else's kids. The majority of people that are interested in this now socially omega'd woman, is probably beta omega woman, are people that are interested in a opportunistic way. And so she ends up with a series of children, but a series of men that did not see her as a potential beta spouse, but as rather a social discard. And even if you wanted to fully fulfill the role of alpha in her life, she's given that role away. He can't come in and say, I'd like to be the leader, I'd like to provide, I'd like to be some biblical role in your life. She's so legally entangled with the system that she can't really give herself freely because the authority in her life belongs to the government. She's available only in appearance and in physique, shall we say. She's not truly available, and so she will continue to have these offspring, that she has the freedom to do so because the system will not exercise any reproductive control over her, because we don't live in that kind of society. But once again, just like with the alpha of many, there's a bifurcation of the alpha-beta relationship from pair bonding. So she will have, instead of a series of wives like an alpha of many might have, she will have a series of quote-unquote husbands, neither of which are as husband as the system is. Hopefully that adds into the overall psychometric science series. Have a great day. Please like and subscribe.